How's it going, everybody? This is the man, the guy, the lad, the boy. I, Lord of the Lord. Got my day 2, almost Cup 64 qualifying. Rikka decklist went X22 at WCQ in North Carolina. Overall deck performed phenomenal for me. My losses were 100% pilot error. Had I thought better, played better, then I would have 100% guaranteed top 64, no doubt about it. I'll go ahead, go through the quick deck profile, give some quick notes and things about everything. I'll get to it.
Alright.
2 pedal. I've always been conflicted with 3 or 2. She's engine, she does everything. She's Rhoda. 3 princess. These 2 are usually interchangeably 2 of her, 3 of her, or 2 of her and 3 of her. Depends on how you feel. Having 3 of her is a little bit better. You can special summon her. Can start kind of doing some small things. 1 Primula doesn't do anything by herself, but she's good for extension, especially with Glamour and Princess. 2 Mudan gets you Con gets you Glamour, gets you Sheet. Depends on what your opening hand looks like. Depends on what further you can extend. She's a need be. No one Snowdrop. Yeah, don't ever want to see her in your opening hand. It feels bad. But she does what she needs to do. She can get you any exceeds you want.
Absolute busted card in the deck here.
Yes, circular, as someone said. Just bring out this vanilla monster and your opponent goes to game 2.
Absolutely.
The brick I hate seeing the most, but is a mandatory evil. You gotta run the Therions. You don't have to run the Therions, but it just helps that Negate gets you into Regulus. You know how it is. And then, you can also loop Lily. I only play 1 because I don't like seeing the second one. I do have a second one sided though, just in case. But you can pretty much get her back with Strenna and then target Regulus, so you can still have 30.
I mean, that's really nice. It's a very nice Omni Negate.
Yes. 2 Lone Fire. It's Lone Fire. I can't go Lone Fire too much, but you can also use it as a small world bridge. Gets you into whatever you want it to be. And then my own tech, main deck Rose Whip. You just make your end board, Rose Whip, and then tell your opponent play the game. Better be Dark Ruler. It's not, we'll go to the
Exactly. Yeah, there's not much else you can do.
I'll do these 2 together. They're more for small bridge. They're like small world bridges, but they can also be good going second cards. You can get to them with small world just by revealing almost anything. This card's insane. And then the Pank is also good just for additional disruptions. Force your opponent to make plays. 3 Ash because it's Ash. And then for spells and traps, you got 3 Glamour, 3 Glamour, Rhoda, or Tribute a Monster, make it 2 Rhoda, 2 Con. I've always
absolutely hate this card.
Best card in the deck. I've always played 2. I've tried playing 3, and I have played 3, especially in the early life of it, but I couldn't really. I couldn't justify running 3 of it. But it does literally everything else for you.
Understandable.
2 Sowing. For the event you see 1 Sowing, you still search the other one, or where Dryas is not once per turn. If you end up making a second Dryas, you can get the other one. But further extension gets you into Twin. It can get you into Seed, but it's not the best feeling if you have to use it to get Seed. This Coliseum to get your Regulus. This is Circular Turbo. Circular Turbo C-Turb. You just activate this, and then you start everything else. You still have your normal summon.
Most people will ash that, by the way.
If you ash this, you need to reevaluate life choices. 2 Thrust, because Unexpected Die is a normal spell. So is Sheet, so is Glamour, so is a bunch of other stuff. But man, I've slept on this card hard. It's just so good. You just get any normal spell or trap because they played a monster effect anytime. 2 talents. It's pick a band effect you want to use. Rip their hand if you get drolled. Remember, do that instantly. Don't do what I did and lose your chance at top 64. 2 Small World because you just can get yourself into anything. It can be even Seed.
There's a way to make it more annoying.
1 Dark Ruler for a thrust target. I'll be honest, I didn't ever. Whenever I had Dark Ruler, I never needed it. I could have used it, but for what I was going against, it didn't help me out at all. But for you, it could be different. It's also good going to the cash board if they set up everything.
It's definitely good utility.
Yes, indeed. The one cheap because you can search it and then, additional disruption. Take their monster. Snatch steal. 3
I can
imperms.
make
All
everybody.
right. And how many did you play in the main deck?
45. 45 main deck.
Not that bad.
Alright, for the extra deck, yeah, just the 1 Snowdrop and 2 Strenna. Or Teardrop, I'm sorry. I've been normally playing the 2 Teardrops because I like being able to go into the second one, especially for the grind game. She is really strong in that aspect. And then Strenna is just everything else for you. Hyperiton because you're getting that out through Strenna. Your pseudo Omni Negate. The 1 Bengal Lancer, just it brings himself back so you can tribute it off for one of your Rikka cards, and then you can get it back either the same turn or the next turn, and it's just a quick effect bounce, so it helps mess up a lot of things like Theosis or the Pirelli stuff. 2 Jasmine, probably the second best card in the deck. She does everything soft once per turn on the ad, and then just like a second lone fighter pretty much, or a third or a fourth, I don't know. Dance Peony, you gotta be a hard gambler and believe hard in your gambling, because if you don't, you're not gonna hit. But when you hit, it feels so good because she can get you into Strenna, she can get you into any of your XCs really. She can get you additional follow-up. You just can't use those monsters for links, but for what she needed for, you don't need to. Alright, and then we'll just go ahead and show off the Sunavalon stuff here. 3 Dryas, 2 Healer, 1 Thrasher, 1 Malias. These 2 really for OTK because his effect's freaking stupid. You get him, if you do it right, you get him at 3200, double attack, and then you can just start hitting your opponent's stuff, taking their stuff, hit the opponent's stuff, take their stuff, and then keep hitting them. You can go for game potentially.
Yeah, that's really, really nice.
Dryas is Dryas. Healer is just pretty much for Jasmine. So you can gain life. So you win you have built-in time winning effects, and then you also get more extension because of her Jasmine. And then for the side, 1 Lily Brea for a potential grind game situation, like games 2 or 3, she may come up pretty hard, depending if I'm going first or second, or what I believe. 1 Ghost Spell because I'm Small World Bridge, potentially, depending, once again, first or second, if I would put it in and if I would want to have it situated. Spider Orchid, just searchable MST, pretty much. 2 Droll, stupid card, show it to a Dragon Link player, watch them make seals and pass, and then watch them place Per Lily face down and call it a turn. The back row hate of Feather Duster Cosmics, there's not really a whole lot I can say about that, it's just back row hate. The other 2 Dark Ruler for depending on if I'm worried about what I'm going up against going second. I'll be honest, I've never cited these in. Evenly matched, the mat I was supposed to get, but I fumbled. Yeah, I'm still sad about that. I could have had this mat. This match should have been the evenly matched match. But anywho, great board breaker. You use it with Feather Duster, and then you pop off in main phase 2. Then single one of Water Art Owlie and then D Barrier. I just did this for thrust targets. If it's like Branded or Sword Soul or Monadium, I just search D Barrier and then call Synchro, call Fusion, whatever. Or if it's something else, I set Water Art. I try to end on Strenna, set Water Art, then activate this to rip something out of their hand, and then make them start with 1 less card. But that is the deck itself, and honestly, it performed exceptionally well. It did exactly everything I wanted to do. I was just not in those games where I didn't perform as well as I wanted to. That was 100% solely on myself, but it piloted well, piloted correctly. It can get you through anything. It can even make your opponent say next game, depending on how things go. But absolutely one of my favorite decks, especially since I power the elements. And I will 100% keep playing this deck regardless of what happens. But thank you all for watching, and catch you all next time.
All right, awesome.